All right. Let me see if I can. All right. Hey, everyone. Real World Witness here. And today I have a very special guest with me. This is Claire Suzsuki. She is from the Living Well. Hold on, my notes. Okay, she is from the Living Well House in Oregon, in Beaverton, Oregon, and this is the place that I went about a month ago. It's actually almost exactly a month ago, to try out the sound and light therapy, the harmonic egg therapy. And she is considered an egg guardian. What I love about her is that she's a licensed massage therapist, a Reiki master, shamanic practitioner, a sound practitioner, and I think you were looking into doing yoga the last I remember of our conversation when I met
Yes,
you.
I'm still taking the classes. Yeah, the course.
Oh, okay, cool. And so why don't you tell, I mean, I said that, but why don't you tell us about yourself and how you ended up with the harmonic egg therapy?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Claire Suzuki. I'm originally from Japan. My
Nice.
real name is Chieko. I go by Claire at work and at school. When I first came
Yeah.
here, English teacher couldn't remember every one of international students' names. So first the name was, the first initial. So I like the name Claire. So I'll go by Claire.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I became a massage therapist about 12, 13 years ago. I was actually studying to be a Japanese language teacher. And then I had my first Swedish massage in this country. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it felt so good.
Really?
Yeah, because like I'm used to shiatsu, right? So
Yeah.
like Japan, it was like traditional, and then they go really deep, and then it just wasn't pleasant experience at all.
Yes.
It was just
Reiki is isn't it the Reiki is really hard, right? I mean, when they isn't that deep muscle massage? Is that what they call
uh
that?
shiatsu uses like
Yeah.
acupressure points, and then they go by meridians, and they go
Yeah.
lines to press hard. Or
Yeah.
I guess like in Japan, what I got was that way. I don't know, here maybe it's different. It's, moderate, or make
Yeah.
it feel better, but maybe just a practitioner too, right? Because I can't just talk about that modality, and then I only had like a couple practitioners. So
Right, right. No, that's okay. And then your Reiki master, which is amazing. What tell us about that. How did you get into that?
so as a massage therapist, well, I Reiki is from Japan, but I never heard of it in Japan, which was crazy.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so when I first had well, not the first, but like few massages I had, and then this massage therapist had a
Mhm.
Reiki, and I was like, "What the heck is Reiki?" The character,
Right.
really, like I never heard of it, and then she didn't really explain to me. She just said, I don't even think she explained to me at all, and like I didn't know anything about it. And then I went to massage school, and I learned it was a modality of energy work.
Yes.
But like energy work in Japan, they kind of like tied it with like a cult. So whatever, whenever like they put the hands on, and something that you don't see, that's kind
Right.
of and skeptical, and then like you're like this weird person.
Right.
So I never heard of it. And then I came to this country, and then went to massage school, and then they introduced me just a bits of the energy work. And then my good friend happened to practice Reiki. I never knew,
Wow.
sometimes people don't tell you you have a gift.
Well, yeah, I think sometimes too there's a negative connotation to that because of how we've been indoctrinized in this country. Everybody's like, "Oh, well, energy is bad, or energy you're not supposed to mess with it, or whatever." But it's I'm learning more and more. I mean, we are all energy, first of all. I mean, let's get that straight. And everything in the entire universe is energy. And I think that, yeah, there's ways you can manipulate it to be bad, but I think it's supposed to be for the good, to help people heal. And so I think that that's why there's such a you know, I guess there's a, I don't know what, there's like a gap in between of like what people really think that that is. And I think it's, these days with everything that happened after the pandemic, and then the jabs and whatever else went on. I mean, people are looking for natural ways, I think, and they're waking up to the energy. The fact that, we are energy, we can control our minds, okay, and everything that you put out there in the universe is, how what comes to you, in other words. You have to, it's about mindset as well. So I think it's really interesting that you are a Reiki master, and you do that, and you do healings. So now, do you do healings? Is it mostly there, or do you have your own place, or how does that work?
So yeah, I opened this Beaverton place with my egg. I'm
Yes.
so excited. I just opened in January, but I've been practicing in Southeast Portland. I relocated a little bit here and there, but I've been,
Yeah.
yeah, Southeast Portland for over 10 years with massage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Amazing. And so, how did you end up deciding to foray into the harmonic egg therapy? And let me just ask this, let me just tell people this real quick. So the harmonic egg, I wrote this down. The harmonic egg combines the science of bioresonance with the ancient wisdom of sacred geometry. This integrative energy therapy utilizes light, color, sound, frequency, and vibration activate the body's natural ability to balance and restore itself. And when I was there, I read some of the book. I think my friend bought the book actually, anyway, I was reading some of it, and I found it very fascinating because there's been studies that have been done on this harmonic egg and the therapy and the sound. It's sound and light, and what it is, each cell within our body, this is how I understood it, each cell within our body has energy and light to it. And so by then using certain tones and certain light and certain frequencies, you can almost turn them on, in other words, turn them on to be more, to heal you from within. Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you end up with the harmonic egg? How did you find it, and what made you decide to get it? Because it was a very interesting um, experience, which we'll get into later. But
Yeah, so, I can't really remember the first time I saw somewhere like 3 years ago. I think it was during the pandemic or the earlier pandemic.
Mhm.
I must have saw Gail Lynn. She's the inventor. Her talk on YouTube. During the pandemic, I was watching a bunch of YouTube, just like
Yeah,
everybody.
I think we all were at that point. It's like crazy.
I think I saw her talk, and I was so fascinated. And the experience she had with her clients were just like too good to be true.
Mhm.
And I was so excited, but I didn't have a funds at that time, and I
Right.
just totally forgot about it, which was crazy because I remember the excitement. I mean, like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is what I do to bring to people.
Mhm.
But I just like totally forgot about it, and I was doing my own stuff. And 3 years, fast forward, I'm taking a crystal singing bowl sound class right now.
Mhm.
And then during the Facebook group chat, one of the students said, "Oh, now I own Harmonic Egg." And I was like, "Oh, I remember that."
Right.
Like Googling and watching YouTube again. And I'm like, I have to have this. And then, like, owner of Egg, it's called Egg Guardian, just like you said. Like,
Mhm.
I have to be Egg Guardian.
Yes.
So, I reached out to Gail and I talked to her, and I never had an egg session. And I actually, my first egg session was a remote session, distance session. I didn't even go into the egg. I just
Interesting.
and I felt the great energy. It was just, yeah, I was like, so I don't know. I can't even describe. I just felt like I just wanted to bring this healing to other people. And it's everything, just the universe just came at the right timing, and I was able to bring egg to Beaverton, and here I am.
Wow. I love it. I mean, this is the thing. Everybody was on YouTube. You mentioned I'm going to play. I have it's like a 2-minute like introduction to the harmonic egg therapy. Let me see here. I gotta hold on. Let me see. I know I can share my screen. I'm just gonna play it real quick so you guys can see what it is. Let's see. Share screen. This one here. Okay, can you guys see my screen? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to play this. It's just a couple of minutes long. So you guys, hi, Gypsy Mama. Hi, everybody in the chat. I'm just going to play this for, it's a couple minutes long, and then I've got a bunch of questions. Okay, here we go. All right, so that was the harmonic egg. This is what I thought was interesting was how it's gonna affect everything. Like it helps everything, any kind of ailments that you might have. But I wanted to ask you, how many sessions do you need to start feeling I guess on a basis, how many sessions does it normally take, would you say?
It's a great question. It depends on, your what you are coming in for, and
Mm-hmm.
what your intention is, and then if you have some, condition, like how long you've been having that condition.
Right.
This happens, then it could be really quick. But then if you've been having this like long chronic pain for 20 years, definitely one session you might not feel it. you could. It's like I cannot really tell. So I tell people like try 3 sessions in like a close time and then
Right.
see it. And then once like, because our nervous system is always, fight and flight. And then we're in a very
Yes.
stressful time. So once your body gets really relaxed and in a deep state of relaxation, your own ability to heal, that ability starts waking up. You start
Yes.
connecting your own power, and
Mhm.
then like the beautiful thing starts happening. So it might take just one session to just speed up, and it could be how many
Yeah.
sessions? Yeah.
However many. It just depends on the situation. Well, what I've learned is okay, so yeah, so it's helped. So okay, so there's been studies done over the last 10 years or so, and it's helped people with PTSD. It's also helped, which I find really interesting, people with cognitive issues, kids that have autism. It's really helped them improve their mind and developmental wise. What is your experience with that? Because that's so interesting to me.
It is. Well, I just opened this session center, so I haven't had anybody come in with that condition, but we
Right.
have we have a meeting, like a Zoom meeting every week, once a
Yes.
week, center owners, so we can like talk about our experiences and ask questions, which I love about that. We can connect to other center owners. And then I've
Mhm.
heard like, the kids came in with no verbal ability, and then
Right.
a few sessions they start uttering words, which is like,
Hmm.
I heard like one of the first word was actually egg, and
That's
I thought,
amazing.
oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, as people start using it more, as it comes more mainstream, because I really think, like I said before, with the way medicine is today, it's a nightmare. And I do think one thing that I don't think these people with the whole, when the pandemic hit and all of that, a lot of people, I think, are turning towards healthier ways, different ways, learning to, because, when we, not for nothing, God put everything on the earth, God creator, whatever, whoever created this universe or this, our world, he put everything on the earth, what we needed. And I really feel like going a natural way and learning about energy, how energy can affect us positively. Because, the other thing too is about all of this, it's about mindset. I think if you go in there and you're like, what is this? I feel weird. You know what I mean? I just think your mindset plays a huge part in healing yourself, because we can all heal from within. And I do feel that some things, some ailments, it's so funny because I don't know if you've ever heard of Janine Morajo. She reads tarot cards and she's really really good at it. And she she says like she'll start having all of a sudden an ailment and she'll be like, but I knew it wasn't that. I knew it was something that I was internally taking in. And I love that she thinks that way, because everything that's external we take in, and then we manifest the issues, I think, sometimes within ourselves. I mean, sure, you can, like in my case, I mean, I've had 3 back surgeries. I, ruptured a disc, years ago, and then, I have other issues. And so my issues, I think if I think it would be very helpful if like I went all, had more than one session. I mean, it did, as far as like how I felt afterwards, I believe that I am definitely more relaxed. It makes you, so you go in, and the chair, though, I wish that I could have tolerated the suspension chair. So you want to explain that, because that was, I wish I could have tolerated that, being in that position, but I couldn't because of my back issues. It had nothing to do with, the egg itself. But kind of, can you explain like about that? Like, why is it that way?
Yeah, so we use gravity zero gravity chair, so you can recline all the way back, and then I can I can adjust before we start the session. But once you find the comfortable position, you can't arrange the chair by yourself. So you
Yeah.
need, call in me and that. So they use the chair because when they use the table, massage table laying flat on their back, they actually
Yeah.
had more issues with the low back
Mhm.
issue. So they
Right.
thought it would be better. So
Yeah.
started using more props. I can't remember if I had the props for you, but I have more props now. And then it seems like more you recline, it seems to be better, but it's all depends on the people too. And
Yeah.
had a couple of people call me in between. We have a little bell that you can ring, and I come in, and then they continue their sessions, and they had no problem. And I thought, oh, maybe it was like interrupted in the middle, that maybe they didn't have the good experience.
Right.
They said they were just totally fine. They just went right back, and then they wanted to come again. So bought the package. Those people who actually had the interruption, I thought that
Yeah.
didn't really bother them. Seems like so.
Yeah, and I think too, if you're open to it, because what I did is, so I went in and she tried to put me in the back, like you saw in the video, how they pushed you back, but because I just couldn't tolerate the
Mm-hmm.
pressure of that, I guess is what it is, that position. So, but basically, it was very calming. I closed my eyes the entire time and just listen to the music, just listen to and then I fell asleep for maybe a good, I don't know how long, maybe, after the first few minutes, maybe about 10 minutes in, I think I fell asleep for a little while, for not very, I don't know how long. And then I kind of woke up, and I maybe was in there another 10 minutes or so after that. But I felt like right afterward, when I got out, I did feel better. I mean, like, my pain wasn't as bad. It's a 3-hour drive from where I'm at, and my issue, I fell down some stairs. Don't even ask. It's like insane. I fell down some stairs in October, and I landed right on my butt very, very hard in the middle of the staircase, and then I rolled the rest of the way down. And miraculously, I mean, I should be dead, or I should have major broken bones or something. But I think I have, right where you put your pressure on when you sit, that area, it's like black and blue, and it's been that way. It hurts to sit. That's why, so what I will say about that is that I felt relief a little bit from that. Um, and then I walked around because my friend was doing it too, and she went in, and then I walked around the ground, and I felt fairly good. Like, I didn't the pain that I normally do, like it's usually just all the time. It was less. It was less, but I felt calmer and I felt more relaxed, which was huge. And I just felt like, um, I don't know. It just felt more myself. I don't know how to explain that to you, but I felt like myself. In other words, like within me. You know what I mean? It's hard to describe because it's spirit. It's more spiritual as well. I feel like whatever was going on, it spiritually was also working with my energies within, and that's sort of how I felt. And I mean, the way back, I have had, pain since, and all that. But you know what? It is what it is. At this point, I've lived with it for 20 years, so over 20 years. So it's just one of those things. But I do feel, I think overall, since then, it's been a month. I feel calmer. I'm not worried as much, or I'm not worried really at all about anything that's going on in the world. I mean, I'm not stressed out. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to, there's no fight or flight type, feeling within me. There's no anxiety. Okay, I feel more relaxed, and I feel just more in tune with myself. And I think that was a huge thing because I don't think I was when I came in there, you know. So that was my experience. I don't know. Have you been in? You've been in there, I assume. Have you done it as well?
Yes. So my first egg session was my egg. I just went in. My intention was to just connect to my egg so I can understand her, and then we have,
Mm-hmm.
feeling and stuff. And then I just went in with no expectation, and I started crying like a little baby.
Oh, I
I just
love
cried
it.
the whole session for 15 minutes, and I didn't have a tissue, and I didn't want to get out, so I was going, "Oh my
Oh,
God!"
I
And
love it though. That means that you connected so well. Like this is what you're supposed to do. I honestly think because
mhm,
I've been teared up lately. I mean, the tribe knows, the soul tribe knows. I've been like, just just because when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then that happens in fruition, it's so much that it bubbles up. You can't stop it. It just and that's probably why you were like, oh my gosh, I connected, and finally this is happening.
oh my gosh, that I didn't really realize. I didn't understand because I just didn't see any image or anything. It's just like, but I wasn't sad. So that
No, it's
I
a happy.
get it. It must be. Wow. Thank you.
See, there you go. Yeah,
Ah,
because you connected with it, and this is like a passion thing that you wanted to do for so long, and you kind of were working towards it, but you didn't know you were working towards it. That's
right.
another thing that I've learned in my life. Things that happen, people that you meet, whatever. It's like, okay, now it's all coming together, and you realize it. That's what that was. You were. That's what I feel anyway in
Yeah,
my
you. That actually that totally like resonate with me so much.
Oh, good.
You,
Yeah.
my friend. Oh, you had so much to release. You had so much trauma in you, but
No, that's not what it
I
was.
I wasn't really sad or anything. It just had
No.
so much. Just something was just like,
You
yeah,
released it. It was
yeah,
released.
like just coming out. It was just so much emotion, but it just totally makes sense. But
Yeah.
I've had egg session. Maybe we're supposed to wait. I would love to go in every day, but I can't. We're supposed to wait like 5 days in between. So I
Right.
every week. And every time I tell my clients too, sometimes the change might be very slight because we're
Yes.
energy. So it's not like, suddenly you can like straight up
Suddenly you're
was like,
Superwoman and I can go running down the street.
right? Like no pain, no anxiety, no nothing. And I'm new, not like that. But like really just trying to be mindful and what
Yeah.
you really feeling. Just like you said, you feel like you're in tune with yourself.
Mhm.
Finally connecting to your body and connecting to the world. And
Yes.
that's when you really feel the difference. So I I started feeling like every time I have egg session, not just like right away, but like when I'm walking with my dog, I suddenly
Mhm.
feel like, oh, I'm kind of happy. I'm
Yes.
I'm not really worried. Or like it's just like small moment that like I'm actually kind of excited for the day or something.
Right.
It's just like really slight. If I don't really stop and think about it, I probably don't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one thing really noticeable change I had was after I had my LASIK surgery, my night became
Mm.
really worse, and I just couldn't drive at night with rain. I was so scared, and
Wow.
I was coming home from Beaverton to my Southeast Portland house, and I was like, "Why is it so bright here? It's raining and it's dark." And then like,
Yeah.
"What's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, my vision's better." So
Wow.
I
That's
felt
interesting.
strange.
Well, I will tell you, my friend that I was with, Antera, she told me this was the other day I talked to her, and she said that because she has to wear reading glasses, I guess she has reading glasses. I don't know. Anyway, she has reading glasses, and she said that she hasn't needed to use them since being in the harmonic egg. I
Yeah.
thought, well, that's interesting because she's very healthy. She runs, she does all this, she's very active. But I thought that was so interesting that
Yeah.
her eyes are much better. She says she hasn't needed to use, reading glasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and
And
that was just like, she's like, "How are your eyes any better?" I said, "No, not really." My eyes, no, I don't feel like that. But she said, "No." She said she started, yeah, her eyes, she hasn't needed her reading glasses for the last 3 weeks.
wow, that's amazing.
So
That's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
The
so I
creator
think,
Lynn, she also said when she had, this before the harmonic egg, there was called light box in Arizona. It was like a flat box, rectangular box with
yeah,
touch table in. And then when she had the session, she said she didn't have to wear glasses anymore. So.
wow, interesting. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and do you consider this, because people were asking me, well, is it a med bed? Because we've been hearing about the med beds that are supposed to come out, technology that the military has had well, the military basically confiscated it from the baddies that want to hoard everything and keep everything from us. And so med beds are technically, like, the way that I envision a med bed. I don't know. Did you probably never? There's a movie called The Empire Strikes Back. It's from the Star Wars trilogy, and Luke Skywalker, he's all beat up, whatever. And so then the next scene you see him, and he's in this, like, it's like a cylinder thing that just has water in it, and he's got like a thing on, but it's healing him. It's healing his body. And that's sort of how I envisioned a med bed. I don't know if you've heard of med beds, or would you consider Harmonic Egg a med bed, or do you know about that?
I'm not familiar with MedBed. I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
Um, and so, and I think Ellen talk about it's. I can't remember what she said, but it's
Yeah.
like harmonic egg is very ancient. It uses the ancient knowledge of healing with sound, and we've been using instrument for a really long time. And then the egg itself is made with wood, so it's all natural. And then
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that.
yeah, so we have a speaker, but we don't even use Bluetooth. We want to do like the minimum, radiation and everything. So
Mhm.
try to be all natural. So and the egg, well, it's hard to tell because um I think, it's hard to tell because I don't really know what medbed is. It's
Mhm.
something medbed is doing something to your body to fix, right?
Yes, to fix it. Yeah.
Harmonic egg, what I like about harmonic egg is it's not like invasive or anything. It just
Mhm.
just brings you to the very deep state of relaxation. So your body can actually start healing because our body is wonder, it
Mhm.
heal ourselves. When we have a cut, we can heal. When we break our bones, we can heal. And like we have that ability, but when we get sick and then we have all the medication and everything, we kind of like give away our own power to heal and we forget.
Mhm.
So I think harmonic egg really gives you that environment to really connect with your body. So your body kind of starts waking and, oh, yeah, right. We know how to fix that, not really
Right.
yourselves. That's what I think. So harmonic egg isn't like necessarily going, okay, we're going to go into your mind and then work with anxiety. Not like that.
Mhm.
It just provides the safe environment that we feel totally safe so we can really focus to heal ourselves.
Yeah. And I think too, like I was saying before, the external, everything that with the environment, the chemicals, everything that they've been putting in our food, the medications, you're right, medications are toxic. I mean, it's only because big pharma, of course, it's all about money. That's all it is. Money. And I think that the great awakening, which has been happening, I feel, um, the last 3 years or whatever, is people are realizing how powerful we are within ourselves, you
Right.
know, and we can accomplish pretty much anything that we want to, and that we should not. It's the indoctrinations that we grew up with, in school, in the workforce, telling you can't do this, you can't do this. Oh, you have to do it this way. You have to. I mean, no, you don't. You have to like take a step outside of all of that. So I've been talking about, you have to have one foot in the matrix and one foot out of the matrix. And the more you can like move towards, especially with health. I mean, there's a lot of great nutritional supplements out there that, I mean, I know the people that I moderate for, which is Arcana Shores, they support Accent Nutrition, and a lot of people are on it now, and it's been doing very, very well. People, we can see the difference within people as they take these supplements, and then supplements are like just natural things, mushrooms, saffron, hemp. There are all these things that you can take to kind of it's building your immune system up, but I also think it's activating with, like, you could take the algae oil with the DHA, which is a huge thing, to activate the light and the energy within your cells. And that's the key to all of this, and that's the key to the transformation, I believe, you know into a higher place, a higher state of being, and a higher state of living, in other words. Because, and I do think that the harmonic egg, I mean, if I could, if there was one closer to me, I would totally be doing it at least if I could do it once a month, that would be fabulous, because I do feel within me that I am more connected, I'm more myself, and I'm more relaxed, and I'm not worried about the state. I'm not. I mean, I follow everything that's going on in the world, but I'm not stressed out. I'm not worried. I have no anxiety. I'm just very calm about it, really, which is interesting. And so, yeah,
That's great. I think that's what harmonic egg does, really, because when we are in a fight and flight state, our sympathetic mode is always up, and we're so stressed, and we're so scared and worried. Our
yeah,
sense is so hypered, and then we take all the negativity into us, and we worried something that we don't have a control of. And
right.
just manifest the worries and then negativity. But then you really need to focus on yourself, and then have a relaxation time for yourself, and try to connect to yourself. So your focus, instead of going so much outside, you start coming into yourself. And
Mm,
then that's when, your healing starts. And yeah.
yeah, and and I think too, what I like to do is I always try and find like something that makes me happy. I call it my happy place. So like if I start getting stressed out, or I don't really get stressed out, but if I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on, whatever, I'll take there's a beautiful drive that's on the way to into one of these towns here, and it's just like woods on either side, and then the ocean is beyond, because I live on the Washington coast, and it's just beautiful. And every time I hit that little area, I'm like, I'm in my happy place now. And I think that's what it is. You have to sort of like, even with all the stresses and the things that with each other, there's been, I mean, I've listen, I'm not going to say I'm calm and happy about, I mean, I've had issues with my family, my mother, and other things, but I'm just saying, so yeah, you're going to get stressed out about certain things, but I think on the whole, you just have to sort of take your mind out of the negative spot, and find your happy place, or take a walk, or just do something, look at something, or listen to your favorite music, if that's what it is. Just take yourself out of that for a minute, and then rebalance, reset your mindset, and then move forward with whatever it is that you're doing. And I think taking a few minutes out of each day, I told a friend of mine who his son he's going through a lot of hard time here with his son, and I said just because he's so stressed out and whatever. I said just take a minute, I said just sit, go take a walk, just relax, just take a moment for yourself, and we all deserve that. I mean, a lot of times too, the way that we've been taught is, oh, it's selfish to think that way, but it isn't, because we have to move forward in this life, and you have to do the best you can to help people, and that's sort of how I see my experience as a whole with the harmonic egg therapy.
That's great. Yeah, because like when we are stressed, like, we need to tend our attention to the stress, right? So like
Right.
relax, like we don't have to worry about somebody's gonna pounce on you and then kill you. So we can
Right.
really our, um Bruce Lip talk about, when our stress level is so high and we are so alert and we're so scared, our attention goes somewhere else rather than healing. So
Exactly.
I want to bring it into ourselves, and I want to talk a little bit. When people live with some kind of condition, it just becomes their normal. When you live with pain, you think that's how it is, and the medication really helps you to get to where you can tolerate, right? And then it
Yes.
becomes your normal. You don't hope that you don't believe or you don't trust that it's gonna get better. Oh, this
Hmm.
is I can do, and I'll just live with it. And
Right.
want people to have the faith in yourself, a little bit of hope. I'm not saying this is the things that it's gonna fix you. This one's just
Right. Right.
here to support your health, healing journey. But I just want people to know that not have a like a limited belief or like limit yourself, that you cannot get like better than what you are right now.
Right.
And
Yeah, and
then
I think too, there's so many of us that have like chronic, illnesses or chronic issues. I think too, the other thing about that is you have to take the ego out, in
mm-hmm,
other words, and see what you can do to help people, or to create, or to put something in front of other people that, like that would help them. You know what I'm saying? Like when we're in that mindset, I mean, I've, especially when I was in and out the hospital, like all the time, it was crazy. That's, you're just like, what the, like you can't live,
mm-hmm,
but you have to sort of, I don't know how to explain it, but you pick yourself up and you just say, okay, what is it that I like to do that I can share with others? You know what I mean? Like, it's the giving and the taking of the energy, and that's the biggest lesson I think throughout my life that I've had is just, you know putting like good out there, positivity, something, helping people when you can help them, no matter, what. And so I think that ultimately is what we should all be doing. We should all just help each other, and we're all the same people. That's the thing that people don't get. We're all human beings, and we need to like get rid of these stupid, the identity, all of that. We're just human beings. We are beings, from our creator, and we can do pretty much anything that we've set our minds to. You just have to, like, get that mindset. It's just, it really is, and it's all about, and I'm not in that positive mindset all the time. Let me tell you, I have to, like, okay, I need to reset. But you
mm-hmm,
realize it more, you know what I mean? Like, I realized when I'm starting to get negative, and I'm like, I'm going, oh my, whatever it is, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I need to get out of here. And then I'll go for my little drive, or I'll go down to the beach or whatever, just for, 10, 15 minutes to, like, you know, reset. And then I'm like, okay, then now I can, move forward. So
mm-hmm.
what the biggest thing I think is about it. I think it's great. I think it connects people with themselves. That's why I think I'm grateful that I got to go and experience it. And if I can, I'll come back sometime.
I'm
So
really grateful that you guys drove all the way, and then your friend called me just the first week I opened, and I was really, surprised and really excited because I wasn't even on the Google map or anything. I just put up my website like 2 days before, and then
Right.
yeah, at the same time, I think like a couple of people called me or reached out me, and I was like, wow, like people really looking for healing, and then we get connected, and then I thought I was like,
Yep.
oh,
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to Mark Atwood. He's the he's the
right,
one in our community that I did see his harmonic egg thing a while ago, and then I had sent it to Antera's. What happened? I sent that video to her, and then she's the one that found that you had just opened or whatever. And I said, "Oh, where is it?" She's like, "It's in Oregon." I'm like, okay, I guess I have to do the drive. We'll do it. But it was worth going. And I mean, I'm glad I went and I'm glad I met you. And I would recommend it to anybody that really wants to connect within and like it's just a state. It does help you get calm and relax. And if anything else, it helps you like change your mindset a little bit. I really think so.
mm-hmm.
That's my feeling.
Right. And then there are, like 120, 30 eggs all around the world right now. There's like 100 eggs in the US. So, and then just, yeah, look for the location nearby. And I'm sure there's one nearby you. Not like maybe not 20 minutes, but at least like an hour away.
Right. Well, here, let me share. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this so people can go see the. Well, this is the website that I found that has all of the. Let's see. Does that work? Can you see that? Let's see. Thinking about it. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like, and there's the locations here, a whole bunch of locations. Claire, why don't you're in, I know you're in Beaverton, Oregon.
Yes.
So I'm trying to pull up the locations for everybody. Uh, no, this is working right. I'm on the Washington coast. I'm in the middle of no man's land out here. Uh, well, it doesn't seem to be coming up, but okay, all right. Yeah, so Claire, your website too. You have so I put the link. I mean, I put it's livingwellhousenoregon.com. That's her website, and
Yes.
you have the links there though, or you have information on locations there on your website as well, correct?
I should have it. I don't have a link to the location, but yeah, I'll make sure to put it up there so people can find the other locations. And you can do the remote session too. Like I mentioned, my first one
Okay,
was
here we go. Hold on, let me share it. This is so funny. I'm trying to. Okay, let's see. Here, I'm going to share the screen again. And I'm going to share this one. Okay. Can you guys see that? Okay.
yep.
Yeah. So if you want to actually buy an egg, which there's contact information. This is on the locations, but let me see. There's all locations around the world. Let me see. Oh yeah, so here. So there looks like there's one in Colorado. There's one, two. There's a couple. Hold on. Where's the it's not giving me the whole list. Anyway, the website that I'm on right now, if you go on there, it's harmonicegg.com, and you can go on there and they have more information on there. They have the locations and like energy therapy, what it is, what you can do. And so yeah, that's what I would suggest if you guys want to find it. There's harmonicegg.com. And so there's that. I'll stop sharing. And anything else you want to add before we end our little chat?
Well, just, if you're up to it, just try it at any locations. I think you're gonna have, like, everybody I had so far, they said they never experienced something like this before. So I think it's like, I thought at the beginning, when I first went into the egg, I thought I was going into those, like, space mountain at the Disneyland, those rides, because it looks so futuristic, like
You were in
spaceship.
the Space Mountain. The
Yeah.
Space Mountain roller coaster. That's so funny when you say that, because when it closed, the thing closed. I'm like, ooh, this feels like a ride. It felt like, you know what I mean? Like I was gonna go on a ride or something.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I
so
feel.
cool.
Of course, the chair doesn't move or anything. So, and another thing, if you're like a claustrophobic and you don't like to be in the closed, small places, we can leave the door open. Of course, it's not like as much of like the music going 360 around, but I've
Right.
had, and then, like, they also had the great experience, and then they, fall asleep or like totally wake, but then went to like the deep relaxation state. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much, Claire. I appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to me on my little show. I knew the Soul Tribe would want to hear it, so I'm like, yes. So if I can make it back sometime, I will. I
Yeah,
would do it again.
thank you so much for having me, Chrissy. It was great.
Sure. Well, you take care, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, so that was Claire Suzsuki from the. She is actually from the. I'll say it again. So if you're in Oregon, she's in Beaverton, Oregon. She's in the Living Well House, which is, and the I put her website is in the ticker down below. If you guys want to hear that, see her, it was actually great. I mean, I think people like me that have, I mean, I have a lot myriad of issues, but like I said, I mean, I think ultimately when I first came out of there, I felt really good. I felt like, okay, I walked around a little bit and I felt like I'm like, oh, okay. I just felt a little bit lighter. But I think ultimately what it did was is really it helped change, not change, but it just helped me, I think, get to a positive place and be more in tune with myself, which I think is a start, because we all can do that. So anyway, so that's my show for today, and I guess my friend Delphine, Lady D, and I are going to do a show on angels that are on Earth. We're going to do that on Thursday. Thank you, Monique. It's because of you, Monique, that we're doing that. And then on Saturday, we're going to do our Tarot-a-thon, which is a fundraiser for so that I can for my book, basically, so that I can get it to the copywriter because it's expensive. And anyway, so that's what we're doing. So thank you guys for listening and for coming by. And shout out to Claire. Thank you very much for joining me today. And I will see you guys on Thursday. I am out of here.